After a week exploring Massachusetts, including Cape Cod, Boston and Salem, we hopped on a bus and travelled 4 hours to New York City, with the goal of exploring all the main tourist attractions as well as the top Christmas sites in the city. In this video, which is part 1 of 3 of our New York series, we're going to show you all the top Christmas spots in the city and show you what it's really like to spend the festive season here in New York, including Christmas Day. In part 2, we'll take you to all the main tourist attractions, and part 3, we're going to hit up one of the coolest museums here in the city. But for now, let's get into the festive season.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree.
We are in Times Square! It is such a surreal feeling being here around Christmas time. Before Stace and I ventured off on this year-long journey, when I would tell people about it, all I would say is, you know, we're going to Europe for 3.5 months, then we're going to Canada, and we end up in New York for Christmas, and now we're here. It's flying. Time is flying, but we're having a blast, and we're happy that you guys are joining us for the journey and loving New York so far. Also, the size of these screens is just incredible. And of course, you can't come to New York at Christmas time without seeing the Rockefeller Centre tree. It's super busy at the tree tonight, but we have planned to come back at a time where there should be a lot less people.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Now, there are plenty of Christmas markets to explore here in New York around the festive season, and tonight we have come to Bryant Park Market. Our hunt for New York's best hot chocolate begins at Bryant Holiday Market. We're in a massive line. We are currently 50 minutes into waiting for what is known to be one of New York's best hot chocolates from MORE. I really, really hope this is worth it. It's going to be at least another 20-30 minute wait, I think. She's loving life. Yes! Check it out! So the way that it works is you order the hot chocolate and then you can add the marshmallow on top. They toast it right there in front of you, and the marshmallows are different flavors. We've gone with the peppermint flavor. Taste to perfection. Alright, you're probably wondering, was the hot chocolate from MORE worth the 70 to 80 minute wait? I wish I could say that it was. The marshmallow, let's talk about appearance. Appearance, 10 out of 10, amazing. And the scorched marshmallow, delicious. The hot chocolate itself wasn't super hot and it wasn't super tasty. So that was disappointing. I'm gonna give it 6.5 out of 10. Pains me to say.
Okay guys, our next hot chocolate here at Bryant Park Winter Village. It's from Brenner, so a brand we do know. We used to have Brenner at home. I don't know if we have them still or maybe reduced locations, but it's been a while. This is Rosh's all-time favourite hot chocolate for a very long time. So hopefully it lives up to that. And it had another long line, so I feel like long line equals good. Hopefully. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's definitely better than the one we waited an hour for, which is frustrating. I'd go like a 8.5 out of 10. Okay.
So Bryant Park Holiday Market was definitely the most popular holiday market to explore. According to all the websites I read online, it's known because it's quite large, has a lot of different stalls with different knickknacks, souvenirs, Christmas items, and then of course food and drink. It also has an ice skating rink, and I do believe that it's cheaper than some alternatives like the Rockefeller Centre, so that's a good option to ice skate here at Bryant Park. What I like about it is that it's really close to Times Square and the Rockefeller Centre. Really easy to walk to when you compare it to Union Square, which is a bit further out and not as easily accessible if you're coming from somewhere, let's say like Times Square or Rockefeller Centre.
Next up on our Christmas tour of New York is Union Square Holiday Market. Yes, we're back at another Christmas market. It's freezing again, but we're going to try some food, have a look around the stalls. Just like Bryant Park Market, there are lots of different crafts and things like that, as well as food, so we're pretty excited to be here. Okay, next stop on our hot chocolate tour of New York. Here at Union Square Market, we have the liquid s'more, and guys, let me tell you, that chocolate is literally just melted chocolate. It was the thickest hot chocolate I've ever seen. We've got marshmallow, what I'd call like marshmallow fluff, like piped around, toasted, graham cracker. It looks pretty freaking good. It had a very long line. That's the trend in this video, is waiting very excessive amounts of time for hot chocolate, but I'm very excited. Oh, the marshmallow is so good. I haven't really got the chocolate yet. Here we go.
I think it says a lot when you're given a spoon.
That is just straight up melted chocolate.
What's the problem?
That's so much better than the one yesterday.
That is what I thought a New York hot chocolate at Christmas time would taste like. That is a 8.5 out of 10. Alright, we have another hot chocolate from Union Square Market. This one is from a place called No Chewing Allowed. And we got it on recommendation, so we've heard that this is pretty good. Doesn't look as interesting or pretty as Stace's, but hopefully it tastes even better. Oh.
Oh.
That is liquid chocolate. That I understand the name. They don't want you to choose chocolate. That's yeah, like the only thing this is missing is marshmallow. That is a 8.5 out of 10. We are now making our way over to the Macy's Christmas windows, but on the way we saw a traffic stop because the Grinch was out and about driving in a little Christmas car. It was pretty amazing. And this window in the Macy's windows is made entirely out of candy, mostly jelly beans, I believe. And a fun fact for you about the Christmas movie Elf, they wanted to film it in Macy's, but Macy's didn't want their name to be used, so they ended up filming it at a different location here in New York at a random, like, empty, I believe, department store, and then they used CGI to call it Gimbals. What could have been, though? Good morning, guys. It's just gone after 6 a.m. and as you can see, the streets of New York City are totally different to anything we have seen. As expected, it is very early, but New York is obviously the city that never sleeps. Some people are sleeping right now, which is good for us because we're on our way to the Rockefeller tree. Hopefully, this time it won't be as busy as last time.
Definitely a hot tip if you're wanting to see the tree and avoid the really severe crowds. Come super early. As we mentioned, we got here at about 6:30 in the morning. Still there are people here, like it's not empty, but so much more doable. You can get fence spot right up against the fence with no one in the background and take some pictures. You're not having to navigate and wade your way through hundreds and hundreds of people, so definitely worth getting up early at least once during your stay here in New York City. And a little tip, if you're wanting to see the tree lit, which, I mean, why would you see the tree not lit? It's lit from 5 a.m. till midnight, so pretty much all day.
And all day on Christmas Day.
And all day on Christmas Day. Another tip, it's now about 7:30 and the tree actually feels a bit less busy than it did at 6:30. So, I mean, it's now brighter, so maybe people wanted to come when it was dark outside still, but it still looks absolutely beautiful even though it's now light outside. The tree's obviously still lit and a bit easier to get some cool photos, so maybe come early and then stick around till it gets light.
Guys, by far the best decision we have made on this New York trip is getting up as early as we did this morning. It is so much more enjoyable. Barely any crowds, you can walk, you can breathe, and we're getting to do everything that we wanted to do. Yes, it's not dark and the Christmas lights don't pop as much, but they're still popping. Highly recommend getting up early, even just once on your trip to New York, especially if it's in Christmas time.
You don't even have to get up that early. It's now 9:20, so people, it's not super early and it's still just comfortable. It's so comfortable walking around.
Really easy to get like pretty cool pictures at Times Square after 9 a.m. So go on, get out of bed. New York, New York.
Well, it's definitely busy everywhere you go in New York City at this time of year. I mean, let's be real, probably year round. There are definitely certain bottlenecks. The Rockefeller area with the tree ice rink, definitely a big bottleneck. We've been at night and during the day. Both times very busy. Another one is Times Square, which is very busy, particularly at night when the billboard lights really shine out. But we went for a walk when we went to Union Square Market. We walked from Bryant Park all the way to Union Square Park. And that was a really nice walk, and the further away you got from those areas, the less busy it got. And the market was busy, but not too busy, and it was definitely a lot quieter in that area, so I'd recommend definitely venturing away from the main attractions for at least for a little bit and just enjoying a bit more of the peace and quiet.
And something else that you can't miss in New York around Christmas time is the Saks Christmas light show that occurs at night and conveniently located directly opposite to the Rockefeller Centre tree. Something very special for our Christmas Eve here in New York.
It's time to go ice skating at the Rockefeller Centre. Please don't pull me down. If you're going down, let go.
Name a prettier place to ice skate. I dare you. Oh, I'm flying now.
What a perfect way to spend Christmas Eve. Okay, that was pretty incredible. It definitely cost a pretty penny, but Rosh and I both said you need to once in your lifetime ice skate in front of the Rockefeller Christmas tree and building, and it was pretty magical. Definitely very busy, so if you're coming with kids or you've like literally never skated before, I would maybe go to one of the other rinks like Central Park or Bryant Park, or I think there's another one under the Brooklyn Bridge. They're probably going to be busy as well, but that's probably the most popular ice rink in the city. So if you're falling over all the time, putting yourself a bit at risk, but it was such a magical evening. Now the last time Rosh and I went ice skating was actually on a Royal Caribbean cruise last year. If you haven't seen that video, we'll link it up there. And that was a very small rink and only 30 minutes. So it was so nice to have an hour on the ice tonight. It was just beautiful.
Merry Christmas everyone, to everyone who celebrates, and happy holidays to everybody else. This Christmas morning here in New York City, we are at Ellen's Stardust Diner, which is a very, very popular diner. It already has a massive line out the front. It's popular because the wait staff are all aspiring Broadway performers, every single one of them. And so as you sit and eat, they sing tunes from Broadway.
To deliver 2 lattes to a table. Did you fix any milkshakes? No, but Hector's helping me. Thanks, Hector. Thank you, Hector. I'm happy now that you're choosing this. You too.
Pop songs, they take requests. It's non-stop entertainment, and you're kind of supporting their dreams as well. So we are very excited. What better way to spend a Christmas morning?
Might be the most unique Christmas lunch we've ever had.
Oh, definitely.
I hope you're happy, my friend. Everyone deserves a chance. It's never gonna break.
Well, that was probably one of the most amazing Christmas lunches we've ever had. I am such a Broadway nut. I love the whole performing, singing, musical thing. So it's right up my alley. We walked in to a duet of Defying Gravity. I mean, come on. It was just incredible. The food was really, really good. Rosh was obsessed with her night shows. Obviously prices are a bit more expensive because of what it is and it's such a popular spot, but you're paying for what you get. You're getting a performance the entire time you're in there. We lined up about 10:10 and it took us about half an hour to get in, so really not too bad. And obviously it is open on Christmas Day, which is amazing. So if you are here for Christmas, it is a perfect spot to have lunch with your family or breakfast. I believe they're open till midnight, so you can do anything. And the songs really varied, so if you don't like Broadway, don't worry too much. We had some Wicked, we had some Frozen, but we also had a heap of pop songs. It was some Mariah Carey and some other Christmas songs because it is Christmas. This is a little something for everyone. Obviously, if you like intimate, quiet dinners, you're not gonna like it. But if you love a bit of live entertainment while you dine, this place is as good as it gets.
So it turns out Times Square on Christmas Day, pretty busy, pretty busy.
Now after an amazing Christmas brunch, breakfast, lunch at Ellen's Stardust Diner, we've wandered over to Central Park to have a bit of an explore. We're going to check out the ice skating rink, which I have actually skated on Christmas Day before, about 11 years ago with my mum and my sister. It's another incredible place with incredible views to ice skate on. And yes, it's open on Christmas Day, which is pretty magical. But if you are wondering what there is to do and see in New York on Christmas Day, it's unlike most cities. It's definitely unlike Melbourne, where most things are shut. There is heaps open here on Christmas Day. A lot of restaurants, a lot of fast food places, but a lot of normal restaurants as well. And a lot of clothes shops and things like that are also open. So plenty to do and see. And of course you can always do a self-guided walking tour of the city because there is so much to see in New York that does not require you to go in and pay entrance or requires something to be open. And Central Park seems to be a popular option today.
Now when I think of Christmas in New York, there are two particular movies that come to my mind, and they are Elf.
Santa's coming to town! Santa! Oh my God!
And Home Alone 2. And both of those movies actually feature scenes in Central Park. Right now we're heading towards a bridge that is pretty recognizable to me because we watch Elf every year. Christmas Eve, it is a family tradition, and this bridge is part of a very important scene. Right behind me is Pine Bank Arch or Pine Bank Bridge, and it is the bridge featured in the scene in Elf where Buddy and his brother get into a snowball fight with those bullies from school, and Will Ferrell does this classic move. Snowballs in hand in post-production. We'll speed it up. Just like in the movie, right? So we just had a quick look at the rink here in Central Park, and it is significantly cheaper than what we paid for at the Rockefeller and much bigger. It was $37 for the peak time. It's Christmas Day, so you can't get peaker than that. Plus I think $11 for skate rental, which is a lot less than what we paid at the Rockefeller Centre. Having said that though, we don't regret doing it at the Rockefeller Centre because it's something we've always wanted to do, and it made a very magical Christmas Eve. But if we ever come back to New York around Christmas time, I think this is the next spot we're going to try and ice skate at. We've had such a nice Christmas here in New York, and we hope that you had a great Christmas too, or if you don't celebrate, had some really great holidays. But our videos in New York don't end here, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already because we've got 2 more coming your way. Like the video if you liked it because it pushes it out to more people will find it, and more people will join the community. We'd love to have you, but thanks again for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!